please take the attendance?
I'm trying to pull it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Some technical difficulties.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Let's see here. Yeah, I told them the meeting was going to start at 8:15. Luckily for them, they're going to have to wait until Trisha's ready to take attendance. I have a few excuses I'm trying to think of off the top of my head.
Does anybody know how to work this thing? Where is that? There's like 4 people. Oh, it's talking.
It might take a little bit. There you go. Danny and Dylan's late. Where's Danny?
I'm in the bathroom.
Okay, I know he's here. Okay, whenever you're ready, Trish.
I'm sorry, my computer's being really, really slow.
Okay.
You want me to do it? Yeah, can we do
If you
it?
have it up, I'd love to.
Please. Oh. Here. Here. Linnea.
Oh, Lydia talked to me earlier, she can't make the meeting. It's
Izzy.
I didn't hear you.
Izzy.
Lydia's excused. Lydia's excused. Trisha. Lydia's excused.
I don't have it. It's Emma that's doing it.
Oh.
Nicholas.
Here.
Sam.
Here.
Sandy.
Here.
Moss here. Dylan, he said he was going to be late, right?
Yep.
Marcus.
Co-op.
He's coming with us.
Arnold's here. Andrew.
He can excuse me.
Andrew Brownlee or?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said he works for Night Watch.
I'd excuse both Andrews, please.
Miles Magnus is unexcused.
Miles.
No excuse.
Ismail.
Here.
Brayton.
Oh, excuse. That's my bad.
Co-op.
No.
Andrew.
He's excused.
Mohammed.
Just put on excuse for now.
Marty. RJ.
Yeah, one second.
Marty just told me today that he's not coming back this semester. But
Okay.
he wanted to tell me first because I'm his chair, then he's
Okay.
going to contact me too later.
Okay.
You can put on excuse for now.
Okay. And no RJ.
I would excuse him for today. We can talk about that one later.
Okay.
Is that everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we hear a motion to approve the minutes from last week?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Anyone opposed? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. I personally have a motion to introduce the sustainability ad hoc bill to the floor. Hopefully you guys saw it in the email. I would motion to move that to the floor.
Second.
Second, are there any objections? All those in favor, please raise your hands. We need 2/3. That's 2/3, okay. And then hopefully you already have it on there. And again, I have it printed out, I can hand it out in case you guys didn't get a chance to read it. I apologize for not doing the due process of getting it out in a timely manner. At this point, we can move on to guest speakers. First, I'd like to give up the podium to Chief Newton. Let's give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Round of applause totally not necessary. Thank you for having me. I haven't had an opportunity to meet with student government this year. I try to get in front of you at least once a year. Hopefully you feel like you're getting good information from us. If there's anything that you want different from us, let us know. Just a couple of announcements. I will be doing a campus safety event tomorrow in the Student Union at 7 p.m. It's, at the invitation of the College of Democrats. So if any of you are of the Democratic persuasion or interested in hearing about campus safety, we'll be talking about it tomorrow. And I'll be doing the same for the College Republicans if they would like to have me, or any other group for that matter. And then on Thursday, 7 p.m. at the Student Union, there will be some open forums on talking about diversity, and that's going to be headed up by Dr. William McCather, our diversity officer, so be aware that that's occurring. You may have read in the news that the university received a significant grant from the Ohio Attorney General's office to put resources on campus dealing with sexual assault and assisting sexual assault victims. It was $214,000. That grant was written by myself and Dr. Casey Tucker from the Criminal Justice Department. We partnered to write that grant, and we were successful, so that's a good thing. We got, I think, one of the highest awards in the state. It's going to bring some great resources to campus. And it's also going to facilitate some partnerships with some of the private sector groups that deal with sexual assault, like the Hope Center, and some other areas too. So it's a good thing to know about. And finally, I know Lieutenant Williams has probably been talking about the ALICE training quite a bit. We've definitely been ramping up our ALICE training, and we've just added another ALICE instructor, our director of hospital security on Health Science Campus. So he'll be doing some ALICE-focused training over there, focused that healthcare environment, which is definitely a unique environment when you got patients that are not quite as mobile. Changes things a bit when you have an active shooter, dangerous situation. So it'll be a nice addition to our kind of ALICE training team. That's all I have. Does anyone have any questions for me or about campus safety or anything else that we want to tackle tonight? All right, thank you. Yep.
Lieutenant Williams, did you have anything to add, or no?
How can I do better than my boss?
Well, thank you both for being in attendance today. I appreciate it. Up next, we have our student trustee, Anna Crisp.
Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Back to classes, doing okay, surviving? Yeah, you guys sound enthusiastic about that. Okay, so we had a board meeting on January 11th. Just want to give you guys a quick update on that. Nothing too outstanding, so I'll kind of just go over anything. If you have a question about any of these, just take note and we can get at them at the end. First of all, the Clinical Affairs Committee meeting. We talked a lot about the Graduate Medical Education Annual Institution Review. So the Graduate Medical Education group oversees residents and fellows at our medical college. Right now they're just focusing on their transition plan with ProMedica, offering us a lot more opportunities with pediatrics in particular. Academic and Student Affairs Committee, this was, we had a lot to talk about here, and so I'm sure you guys are excited about that since that's probably your favorite, if you have a favorite. We added 2 new ProMedica partners to this committee, so that's exciting with our academic affiliation with them. The Graduate Council report talked about a meeting that they had with ISA. They met with the ISA president and talked about some things that international students really valued on our campus. One of those was accessibility of professors. They talked about needing to increase university advertising, putting more information on our webpage When international students are coming to UT, that's kind of the main thing that they look at is our webpage. So they want to see more programs and more information about active research that we have going on. We went through the College of Medicine and Life Science highlights of 2014 to 2015. So we had a lot of highlights with that. Student performance and success is at or above national levels. Our physician assistant program is valued regionally and nationally. Surgical services have a 40% lower expected mortality rate than comparable facilities nationally. Let me find another fun thing. We had a 100% first-time board pass rate for our neurology residents, so I think that that's a really good stat to share too. We also talked about the proposal for a Bachelor's of Arts in Media Communication degree. This focuses a lot more on video production and journalism, so I'm sure our friends over here will appreciate that. And then we also talked about some honorary degree nominations. So these people are going to be our potential graduation speakers. We award them with an honorary degree when they come and speak. So one of those is Dr. Janetta Betch-Cole. She was nominated by Provost Barrett, but she was the first African-American female president of Spelman College, and a very accomplished lady. And then for the medical college, Major General Susan Y. Descharnes was nominated by Dr. Cooper. She's a Major General with the U.S. Air Force and also one of the first in a group of women to be admitted to the Air Force Academy in 1976. So that's pretty fun as well. I think we'll have some great speakers for graduations. We also addressed the merger of the College of Health Sciences and the College of Social Justice and Human Service to the College of Health and Human Services. So Public Health Me will get to join all of you poli-sci guys again, right? Don't sound too excited. And then we also talked about the Humanities Institute. That was something that was removed from campus for a while, but it's been reinstated in 2014, the spring of 2014. And some things that they have going on, something called the Humanities Happy Hours. Has anybody heard of that? No? Nobody's ever been? Well, apparently, you've heard of it? Well, apparently, these are fun little events where you get together for free food, intellectual inquiry, and also a cash bar. So there are some of those coming up this semester too, so that sounded like fun to me. I got excited about that. They also have annual lectures, and you can find them on social media. They're on Facebook and Twitter too. And then the Finance and Audit Committee, we talked about our quarterly financial report for early projections for fiscal year 2016. Not much of a change than where we're already at. No big surprise, I don't think. And then lastly, Trusteeship and Governance Committee. The main thing was we changed the name of the Science, Technology, and Innovation Enterprises to Rocket Innovations and made some amendments to that group as well. Does anybody have any questions? No? Riveting speech, right? You're welcome. Okay, as always, let me know if you guys have any questions, concerns, or need anything at all. So, thank you.
Thank you again. We value your time for being here, and we'll be hearing from Dan the Man Arndt in February sometime. Okay, that's all we have for guest speakers, I believe. So we can proceed to open floor, if anyone has anything for open floor. Okay. We can now move on to appointments. I believe we may have, Green Funds. That may have been the only one. So, yes? I knew there was something that we were missing. So not only is Green Fund an organization that typically requires that one member of Green Fund's in student government, but we also have an appointment for Rockathon as well. Amal is in Green Fund, or was, but is unable to attend meetings this semester. So we would like to kind of make sure that we're getting representation both ways through Green Fund and student government by kind of appointing somebody to apply to be a Green Fund member. Obviously, we can't make you, but it would be a really good, not only a good gesture, but also if you're interested in sustainability or what UT students are doing to improve basically how green our campus is, this is a great organization for you. And maybe it'll be a good way to get your foot in the door for other possibilities. With that, we can do that one first. Does anyone have any, first off, Nadine? Yeah, that'll work. We can take nominations.
I nominate Sandeep.
Sandeep, do you accept? Okay, any other nominations? Okay. Seeing that there's only one, please raise your hand if you would like Sandeep to be kind of a representative for Green Fund 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It's the 2/3 we need. Sandeep is now our Green Fund liaison. Thank you, Sandeep. So, we have our Rockathon DGR.
I can explain.
Please do.
Okay, so basically what a DGR is a dance group representative. So you'll be basically the link between exec and this org for everything Rockathon related, like what you need to know, like banners, due dates, spirit points, things like that, like the color that we're wearing this year. And so you'll have to attend a meeting with your morale captain, who is, I'm pretty sure, Dakota. So you'll have to have a meeting with Dakota, I'm pretty sure, like once a month to, so she can relay information to you so that everything runs smoothly. And we are having a team with Cap again this year, so you'd be the representative for both of us.
When are meeting times?
I don't know when meeting times are, but I'm sure it would be up to you, like Dakota and you.
Oh,
And as of now, I don't believe that Cap is planning on nominating one, so this would be a good chance to represent both groups as well as get some collaboration time in. With that, do we have any nominations? Yes?
I nominate Emma.
Emma, do you accept? Okay. Any other nominations? Okay. With that, please raise your hand if you'd like Emma to be our DGR. Okay, there it is. Emma's our new DGR. And we'll definitely get you in touch with Dakota for some more information on that. I apologize for not having the most information. What's up? I like the enthusiasm. Okay, I believe that's all we have for appointments this week. So now we can go into our reports. So first, Internal Affairs, Nadine.
All we have for this week is that Internal Affairs is going to be taking over the town hall meeting idea, and so think about that in like probably the next month. We're going to try to plan it, and basically we're just going to have, it'll be during the day, and we'll have students come and they can talk to senators, ask questions, and so maybe we can have shifts, or basically we just like want the majority of the Senate to be there just to talk to them. But I'll get you more details on that when we get closer. And also, we're going to plan a social event soon, so on Facebook what we'll do is make a poll of like what times and dates are best for you. So please try to, no, please just try to like at least vote and put in your input so we can get as many people as possible to come. We're not going to Sky Zone.
I want to go to Sky Zone.
I always want to go to Sky.
I love Sky Zone.
Thank you. External Affairs?
So as you guys can see, we kind of took a hit on membership between last semester and this semester, and that's due to graduation and things like that. So our main focus right now is recruitment. And so the first thing we'll be doing is the next table event is going to be next Wednesday on February 3rd. So we really want to use tabling as a chance to recruit more members. So Valerie and I made a really nice flyer today, and once Cody prints them out in color, they'll be in the box for all of the tabling things. And they basically say, like, are you interested in becoming a senator? And it gives them information on what they can do to become one. So we really want to encourage tabling as a time to let people know how much you love being a senator and the type of difference that you guys make. And if someone seems interested, please just give them a flyer, and we can kind of use that to let people know that we're accepting applications right now. And then the second thing we're thinking of doing, which you guys will see a resolution in the future on this, is having some kind of sweepstakes where if someone attends a meeting, they'll be entered in a raffle to win some kind of Barnes & Noble gift card. So once that gets going and gets approved and we have flyers for that, please share that on your social media and tell your friends to come. Because I think once people start coming to the meetings, if they like it, they're more inclined to apply to become a senator. So just, even when I post anything on social media, please share it. Really focus on recruitment this semester. So I'm also passing around a sheet that has sign-up times for the tabling. So remember that this will count towards your February month, and we're keeping track this month. So remember that you have to table at least once. So it's good to get it out of the way like the first week. So I'll just pass that around.
Thank you. We have Student Affairs.
Just basically this this week, the question has to do with whether, for like rocket wheels, they put them away for the winter because it's like cold. So basically we're just asking if students would use them even in the colder months for days that are warmer, just because they like riding bikes even if it's cold outside. And so it's just a yes or no question. And then, so 10 responses on that, and then 1 office hour by Monday, the usual. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay.
Thank you. Campus.
Same thing basically as last week. We're still working with scheduling our walk with Doug. I'm aiming now maybe towards mid-February or beginning February, mid-February. Cameron Forsyth actually made a pretty awesome CAD blueprint layout plan of Rocky's Attic that we're still working to compile a presentation to head up to the administration to ask them to let us take control of the renovations up there. Hopefully we can get that suited ASAP. Rocky, no pun intended. Sorry. Last thing is over break they painted the Parks Trail rail and the wall, so that looks nicer. We're trying to get the railing a little bit extended down that little ramp and getting some anti-skid paint down there so people stop wiping off. Cool.
Thank you. SJC. No report. Okay. First off, I did touch on this a little bit last week. For Diversity Week, again, I'm going to try to make our organization as involved as possible, aka as involved as you guys want to be in Diversity Week. I think it's really important that we acknowledge like the strides that we've taken to achieve the diversity that we have today, and the better we can show that as a cohesive unit, the better. With that being said, is anybody else interested that I haven't already talked to in participating in or volunteering for events? This clearly won't be your last time, so I'm not offended if no one raises their hand. Clearly when the events come, we'll probably have a lot more room for help. But if anyone is interested, we are meeting this Friday at 12:30, and that's in the Everly Center conference room. It is 11:30? Ooh. Maybe I won't be there, but Ian will be there, as well as several other members of the student government, as well as Shaylin Shaw, if you guys know him. He's our diversity chair. On that note, Dr. Gaber has volunteered to speak at the kickoff for that, so I feel like that's going to be a great way to bring a lot of people into the first day and kind of see the overview of what Diversity Week has to offer. I'm pretty excited about it myself. Clearly, when you look around you, you see that there's less people here than there were last semester, last year, last 2 years, and that's something that Ian and I are very cognizant of, as well as Amal, she's already expressed, bless you. And I've put it upon myself to make sure that we have the best representation possible, and I think the only way to make that feasible is to ensure that we give every student the opportunity to be a representative of the student body. So I'm definitely going to try the best I can over the next couple weeks to bring in as many people as possible. Maybe they'll like it, maybe they won't, but getting them here for that first meeting to see if they'll actually like it is so key. I didn't think I was going to join student government until I attended that first meeting, and I think a lot of you could testify for that as well. And to incentivize that, for any guest that comes, we have basically prizes for them. Not necessarily prizes, but kind of like tokens of our appreciation, which could be anything from our phone chargers to just all of our merchandise and market items that we haven't distributed so far. So even if they don't like it and it's really boring, A, they can leave early, and B, they won't come home empty-handed. Election board, there are 5 of us. It is myself, Danny, Dylan, Sandeep, and Stimes. And we will be meeting later this week to kind of A, appoint a chair, and B, make sure that we have all of our ducks in a row and making sure we meet all of our deadlines so that our candidates, potential candidates, will have all the information they need well in advance. I had more. The provost search, I'm on the provost search committee once again. Last Thursday and Friday, I was at the Detroit airport. We interviewed 10 candidates. We narrowed it down to 4, and I was just informed today that these candidates will be coming onto campus for on-campus interviews, as well as they'll be doing open forums, similar to the 3 presidential finalists did last year. Furthermore, I think it'd be very important for the provost to speak to us directly, so I'm going to provide them all with the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with us at one of our meetings. I don't know how possible it's going to be, and maybe at weird times, but if it's possible, I'm going to make sure to make it work. again, I'm not allowed to say who they are, but I honestly say that the 4 we chose are 4 of the more student-centric ones. Actually, the 4 of the most student-centric provost candidates that I saw out of many dozens of applications. So I think the students are at best interest when it came to these selections, and I hope you guys agree when you get a chance to meet them. I believe that is it. Oh, and also Dakota is going to be our representative for the Board of Trustees because their meetings are, I believe they're either monthly, I think they are monthly, and they're at a time that neither Ian or I can attend. So we left it up to steering to, so we can delegate a member to make sure we have representation, and Dak kindly stepped forward. So we may be hearing reports from her as well as Anna and Dan in the near future. That's all I have. Take it away, Ian.
All right, everyone, I only have one thing this week, talking about recruitment. I have a sign-up sheet here that I'd like everyone to at least join one session. What this is every political science course this semester, and what I'm going to have people that sign up for each course do is go at the beginning of these classes and give a short pitch about student government and let everybody know what we do and hand out business cards and let them know that we're looking for new members. So if I'm going to pass this around, sign up, especially if you're in one of these classes, because I don't want to have to go to a class to fill in for someone if you're already there. So sign up for this if you could, please, and I will email you with a confirmation of the date that you need to go in at. But the room numbers, the times, professors are all here. The highlighted classes are the ones that are confirmed. They told me that they'd let us come in. So I'm going to pass this around. That's all I have.
Okay, with that, I believe we are moving into new business. Yep.
And for the sign-in sheet too, ideally, if we could double up, if we could have 2 people go in to each classroom. So if you see one name signed in a class, you can double sign. All right, that's it.
All right. First up, we have the Bridge Club resolution. If it ever loads. While that's loading, I'll go ahead and pass around the bill that I made relatively soon, like the last 7 hours. Understanding that, I realized I didn't get a chance to. This bill, as you may notice,
I'll let you know.
the engineering ad hoc committee with a few.
Oh, let's cover these.
I knew I was going to do that. Sorry. You guys can get the rest. Congrats. All right, the first piece is loaded. Congrats. So, Nadine is the author of this piece. Hopefully, you've all gotten a chance to read it. At this time, I'll give Nadine a chance to explain what the piece is about.
Basically, this is just a piece of legislation for an organization on campus called Bridge Club. They're like a volunteer organization. They make lunches for people who are like in poverty in Toledo and deliver them. They're a really big organization. They have a lot of student members, and the problem is because they're a volunteer organization, they don't get money from the university. So a few of them have approached me and some other senators about getting money. The only thing is I'm just going to make an amendment. And I'm going to cut the price down to $350 and remove the speaker and the credit card reader.
And what?
The, where it says,
The list of all the items.
So one where I state a lower than your first area.
Right here.
You said speaker, credit card reader. And then there's another wrench in the last years old. That's all I see. Thank you, Anna. Any questions for Nadine?
Yeah, more like a statement. So this is a level 2 allocation, right? Because it's over $200. Now, the precedent that we have had for that is that we actually have to create a bill and not a resolution. That happened with the snowpile funds that we gave him, so to us, you guys can't really vote on this because it's not a bill. You would have to just rewrite it as a bill format and then later on present it. It's not constitutional, you just have to rewrite it in a different format.
And there's no way just to change this to a bill right now?
You could, but it's just the structure of the bill is just, I mean, it looks like this. If you're able to do it like that on the spot, that would be okay.
Okay.
If you guys want to do extra work now, it's fine.
Yeah, we can do it right now, and
You have
this will
time.
be our first reading
Right.
next week.
What he's saying is you actually have to present it as a bill, so you need to change it right now. And if you want to do that, we can always just show my bill first.
Yeah, that's right, we can do it right.
Because the thing is that,
Oh, is it?
you know, when he talks about level 1 and level 2 allocations and the way the bills and resolutions work, both bills and resolutions are able to allocate funds, so there's no differentiation between the first one and the second one. Then it brought up to me the fact that we actually made him write a bill because he was over $200. So we have to be present.
So I think she's gonna change it on her laptop right now, so we can probably just go on your bill first.
Right, that's what I was getting at. So Emma, can you please move on to the other one? Awesome. Again, this one was written almost the exact same way I wrote the engineering ad hoc one, except for I changed a few minor things. First, I believe the big distinction is allowing members that aren't an SG to not only participate, but to be able to vote. This is a very collaborative group. It allows members of Green Fund to participate. I made no statement in it about, let's see, I better check myself before I say it. Can you scroll down a little bit, please? Thank you. Yeah, I believe I said that, I might have said somewhere that it's open to members of the community, but they're not voting. The only voting members are members of student government and Green Fund. And basically what this is for is kind of what I was harping on last week, is that this would be a great chance for us to not only work with Green Fund, which is an organization that is kind of cloudy in terms of structure just because it's not a student org and it's not necessarily like a department. So the funds it receives are from the Green Fund fee that you can opt out of when you pay your semesterly tuition. With that working budget, they can then go ahead and achieve a list of goals, which I believe Dylan found them on the website somewhere. So they already have a tangible set of goals. I believe that us as an organization could help them achieve what they want to do. With that being said, I don't think there's anything different from the engineering. You elect a chair of it if necessary, and I just said that the meetings are as needed, so they don't have to be like, there's no consequence for not having one for a couple weeks if there's nothing to talk about. I wouldn't want to waste anybody's time. With that, does anyone have any questions? Yes?
Is there a preferred method as to how students can become voting or non-voting members of this committee?
I don't think I listed any non-voting members. One could probably interpret it, if I said, I don't know if, I can't remember, if I said that like a general community member could join, they wouldn't be listed as part of a voting member. I specified voting members as student government members and Green Fund members. And I don't think I mentioned community members on there. Clearly, if that was a genuine want of students, we could probably just have them attend. Any other questions? Any debate? Yes, Trish?
Motion to table.
Second.
Any objections? Okay, all those in favor of tabling, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, this will be tabled till next week. Ish, do you have a question, or?
Give me a high five.
I'll give you one from here if you want.
Thank you. Thanks, dude.
If we're still working on that, we can, if anyone has announcements, we could do those now, I guess. Yeah.
Wait, what are the highlighted ones? Are
Those are the ones that I've confirmed, the professors have said that we'd be allowed to go with. But I would assume most of them,
Okay.
are gonna work. Sandy?
What Monday, what week is this?
I'll email you to confirm. I'll make sure that I get a date that's best for the professor. So if you write down your date, I'll email you and let you know the next week. I'll be here probably, I would say 2 weeks out.
Yeah, are these, are these upper level or like lower level? Are they
They're all They're 1,000 to 3,000, or I believe it's some 4,000 level classes as well. Yeah.
Have you thought about maybe going into the orientation classes as well?
We could expand to do that. Originally, just my idea was to do it for political science.
Because I just think, a lot of people that are in, the orientation classes, they don't really know what to do or what to join. So I think, we could use our persuasion, trying to get them to come here. Yeah. I just have to kind of work around this bit. But I think we should at least try to take it down as well.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Are orientation classes offered in the spring?
I'm sure.
That's like the burning question I always wonder. I think some engineering concentrations don't have spring orientation in the spring, but then there's some that have a lot more flexibility. So I don't know.
And you're not.
True. Okay. If Aiden, are you still working on it?
The most consistent.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you to everyone who signed up, but we still have a spot open from 12 to 1. I would table that time, but I'm in class. So if anyone is available next Wednesday, 12 to 1 to table, I'd really appreciate it.
Cross me out since Carl's gonna be there anyways.
And put you 12 to 1.
I'll go 12. Wait. I lied.
Okay.
I was thinking one.
Are you sure?
That's it. My
Okay.
bad.
We're good. Thank you.
Yes.
I'll send email reminders for people who signed up.
And then just as an engineering ad hoc update, we'll have this lull in our meeting. Cameron, would you like to talk about what you're doing in the future?
Yes. So on Thursday, I'll be attending the UTech President's Roundtable, where I'll be able to talk with the president of UTech and the heads of other engineering organizations. So I'm going to speak with them on some of the stuff that we've already brought up within our committee, in addition to getting ideas from them as to what we can do to better serve engineering students in general.
Thank you. And for those of you who don't know, there is a week in the spring, E-Week, for engineers, which it's kind of like Diversity Week, where there's just like a whole slew of events that's aimed at promoting engineers. We don't exactly know the dates yet. I don't know if the presidents of the other orgs know when the dates are yet. But once we figure those out, we may be participating in those as an ad hoc committee. We good? Oh, cool. All right. Was there any change in detail that you want to talk about? Okay, same thing. 350. All right.
But I changed the $350.
You already did, or?
Yeah, I changed the $350. I just didn't take out the speaker and the card reader.
Okay, Emma, can you do that? Cool. Okay. Do we have any other questions for Nadine? Any debate?
Motion to table.
Second.
Anyone opposed? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we'll have 2 pieces of old business for next week. But as for this week, I don't believe we have any old business. Just as a general remark, because I forgot to say it in my report, we do have the premium service of SurveyMonkey as of today. So unlimited responses are tolerated. No more like internal affairs survey number 2, number 3, and you got to make sure you're in the right one. Also, I didn't know if you knew, but you can customize the URL. So if you're actually feeling creative, you can make it like internal affairs. I don't know. Good. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Also, for those of you in steering, I said it was like $25 a month. I was looking at the wrong plan. It ended up being like $226 total instead of $300 total. So that was like a good blessing in disguise, I guess, for my mistake. But moving forward, we can get into announcements. Does anybody have any announcements? Danny, isn't there like a fun event going on?
Oh yeah, next Thursday. Sorry. Next Thursday is KDR Shade Homes 101
Trish, do you have another announcement?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
AO Pierogies is this Thursday and it's FTK. So buy a ticket.
Chicken balls is more FTK.
Or meet.
I forgot my cup.
We are now going into debate.
That's a retaliatory attack.
Any other announcements?
I look so mad.
For those of you who are headed to Costco, I will contact you guys shortly. I have an itinerary from last year if you guys want to take a look at it, as well as if you guys have any ideas for like a presentation or some kind of ideas that we think we have that are unique to the area that we could probably like kind of brag about, but also explain. For example, our outreach program I think is pretty good. If we wanted to talk about that, that's something that we can all talk about at a later time. Other than that, I think we can proceed into the final roll call. The one last thing is that everyone who's a part of election board, please come up here after she's done with the roll call. Any other announcements? Okay. Here.
Nadine? Here. Jared? Tricia?
Here.
Emma? Here. Benea?
Excuse.
Izzy?
Excuse.
Excuse. Nick?
Here.
Sam?
Here.
Sandy?
Here.
Amal? Here. Sebastian?
Here.
Oh. Dylan?
Here.
Danny?
Here.
Marcus? Carl? Andrew Brownlee?
Excuse.
Whatever he was previously.
Cameron?
Here.
Miles?
Unexcused.
Ish?
Here.
Brayton?
Excused.
Mallory? Here. Andrew Montre?
Excuse.
Mo?
Unexcused.
Marty?
Unexcused.
RJ?
Excused. Thank you. Thanks everybody. Election board, please come up here real quick.